Hi, hope all of you are having a great day. This is Angeline. I'm a lecturer and a psychologist at a reputed university in Chennai. In today's video, I will be talking to you about how dogs help in promoting mental health of adolescents. Before beginning this video, I would like to thank Rachel for giving me this opportunity and bringing me into this initiative. She's been very kind enough to address a topic like this in such a situation where this is not much spoken of, especially in India. So, being a therapist, it is definitely known how patients and clients struggle with a lot of mental health issues, and mental health problems. So, using dog therapy has scientifically been proven to be effective. Okay, so in this video, I will be talking to you about in what ways it is being scientifically proven and how we can use dog therapy and animal assisted therapy in improving our patients and clients' well being. So, why I'm choosing the topic, why I'm choosing the population of adolescents is because adolescents are very, very prone to a lot of mental health problems. Okay, so when you look at an adolescent who has gone through abuse, okay, or an adolescent who hasn't had a good childhood, okay, so all this is being more spoken about when the person reaches this phase of adolescence. So during this adolescence phase, because of a lot of biological changes that are happening in the system, what happens is psychological problems also kick in and cause a lot of distress in adolescence. So even if a child has been prone to anxiety, and a child has been prone to depression, a child has been denied a good childhood or love and care, this will the child will start processing a lot of this when they enter this adolescent phase. So this is a phase when the adolescent is able to understand whatever has happened in life and how much all this has impacted them. So for these adolescents who have been affected or who have been going through a lot of psychological distress or psychological problems, then dogs can definitely help them improve their mental health. So we will be looking at how and what research says about dogs in therapy. So the first point is interacting with pet lowers our stress hormones. So when you enter this phase of adolescence, you are more prone to stress, you are prone to distress. So why this happens is because this is the time when you start choosing your career, you start choosing courses, you are entering this phase where where you will be choosing the right subjects for your higher secondary education. So at this time when you are given the opportunity to choose whatever is right for you, okay, so there might be a lot of stress in you whether you would be choosing the right course for you or which is right, a lot of confusion. Along with that, a lot of stress with regard to exams, because till now until school you would have not noticed the importance or the need to keep pushing yourself forward for more marks. Okay, so we all were working towards getting marks that were very satisfying for us, but after this you will be working more towards marks and improving your grades. Okay, so for adolescents here, there is a lot of stress that is happening. So playing with a pet, what could happen is it would reduce the stress hormones from kicking in. And adolescents who have been prone to childhood anxiety or childhood distress, okay, so they might grow up into adolescence with a lot of negative emotions. They also might be very difficult to face a society. They might have a lot of self-doubt. So for these adolescents, playing with a pet, okay, could create a positive well-being in them. So these adolescents, though they are affected by anxiety, so they are able to come over this anxiety because they start playing more with their pets. So playing with their pets could also distract them from their problems and also create more happiness in them. And the third thing is that pets make us feel needed. So when you enter this adolescent phase, you start. It is proven that adolescents definitely need a sense of identity. Adolescents want to be looked up to. So at this phase, when people don't look up to us, when they don't appreciate us, what could happen is you might feel a sense of loss. You might also feel like you are not worth your self-esteem goes down. You start doubting who you are. So at this phase, when you have a pet, you start feeling more confident about yourself, because your pet always makes you feel really wanted. They always care for you and they always come to you. So you, even though people do not come to you and tell you that you are needed, definitely a pet can make you feel very needed. And like I already said, it improves your self esteem. So a person who has a pet feels more confident to speak up in public. The person that has reduced social anxiety, the person is not scared to open up and talk to people, because the person becomes more sociable while playing with the dog. So along with that, having a pet at home can improve your physical health. So when you have a pet, you always know that taking care of it is very very important. So running around the house or taking the pet for a walk could also improve your physical health along with the pet's physical health. The next point is how it improves our self-care. So along with taking care of our pet's self-care needs, like giving it a bath, giving it food at time on time, this also improves our self-care, where we start taking care of ourselves also. And the next Yes. So the next point is that cats and dogs help us live the moment. If you notice, cats or dogs, they do not go back into, or any animal for that matter, they do not go into what happened yesterday. They do not care about what happens the next day. Okay. So that also gives us an example of how to live our life. So being in the moment, enjoying every moment. So when you are with your pet, you're not worried about anything else. You are completely distracted with all your problems, and your only concern there is your pet and playing with your pet. So spending more time with your pet could also make you live every moment of your life happily. And pets support recovery from mental illness. So there was a study that was done where pets were introduced to people with severe mental illness. So these people had depression, they had bipolar disorder, they had schizophrenia. So these are psychiatric illnesses that go with a lot of psychiatric medication on a daily basis. So when they introduce pets to these patients, they introduced rabbits, they introduced dogs, cats. So when they introduced that, they started seeing that these mental health patients were improving in their well-being. They started noticing that these patients were not having sadness in a larger extent, and they were also improving day by day in the way they are. So schizophrenic patients are patients who listen to a lot of voices, are sensing a lot of things that are not there in your environment. So for these patients, they noticed that these patients were not hearing voices anymore because they were always involved with this pet. So these are ways in which our pets can promote our mental health. There are so many other ways. It's not just about dogs, but it's about pets in general. So a horse, a cat, a dog, a rabbit. Okay, so any pet that you have will definitely improve your mental health. And with regard to adolescents, so when adolescents are growing up with pets, especially adolescents who have been brought up with a pet from childhood, you will notice that they're psychologically healthy and their well-being is much better than than those adolescents who have not been brought up with a pet. So, with all that we have spoken today, I think you would definitely have the need or interest to have a pet at home. So, some of you may not be able to have a pet because of certain constraints. Some of you might be really scared to start moving on with a pet. But don't worry, in case you need or want to be with a pet, you can always go to a pet boarding. And Rachel has opened up her pet boarding. Her pet boarding has many dogs where you can be interacting with and playing with, and she is doing this to just promote positive well-being in people. She just wants people to use the dogs that she has, her most friendly dogs, to improve your well-being. She has definitely benefited from it. I have personally benefited from having improved my mental health by having a pet at home. So if you like to have a pet, and or you want to be in contact with a pet on a daily basis, please contact Rachel. She is always there to help you. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.